Tonight we are going to talk about setting goals. So how many of you guys set goals at the beginning of the year? Most of you? How many have not yet got it done? Anybody?
I don't have 50.
Okay, how many of you hate the word setting goal? I mean, how many of that sends you into like, I don't like to set goals? Anybody like, yeah. So the word goals sometimes shut people down, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to talk to you. So I don't know if many of you guys know, I'm going to actually get pretty authentic with you tonight, which is why it's going to be a little bit longer than what I normally do. I'm going to actually share with you guys my whole story, which I never share. And let me just kind of share my screen first here and find my presentation, which is, hold on a second. It's not picking it up. Hold on one second. Hopefully Zoom is not going to give me problems. I do not need problems. Okay, here we go. Hold on one second. It just needs one more thing. Okay, can you guys see my screen okay?
Just you.
Just you.
Okay, hold on. Can you see it now?
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay. All right. So I like to call this destinations, intentions, and creating a life. And for me, setting goals is something that has always been something that I felt like, oh, don't tell me to set a goal because I'm just going to get disappointed or whatever. And so this is actually a workshop that I did for our boot camp a couple of years ago. I've kind of brushed it up since then, but I wanted to share some ideas with you, and I'd love for you guys to interrupt me. I'd love for you to add whatever you think. Okay, so can we do that? Can we make this a conversation tonight?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you my story, okay? NMD in the making. One thing is, a lot of people, something that drives me crazy is people will say to me all the time, well, it must be nice because I'm a national marketing director. Well, that's because she's a national marketing director, or that's because that's Reagan Dean, or whatever. But I want to tell you guys that where I came from might have been a really difficult place. Maybe some of you came from a difficult place. I was raised in Silt. How many of you guys would like to be from Silt? I'm from Silt, okay? So Silt is a really small town in the middle of Western Slip, Colorado. And I was a hell raiser, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about that. This is Silt. There's basically, at the time when I grew up, there was the cafe and bar. Across the street was a little tiny market that was smaller than any 7-Eleven you've ever been in. And then we had a co-op, which was a place you could go and buy grain and hay and things for your animals. But that was it. And then there was no school in Silt at that time. There is now. But so I went to Rifle, which was down next to it. But Silt is a town at the time of around 1,000 people or less. And so it was small and it was hard. And this is the house that I grew up in. It's out in the country at the time, and at the time it was painted avocado green. I went by and took a picture of this. There was no shed right here, but it was hard work. We had 4 gardens. We had to mow all of our yards. We had to turn our hay over by hand, and I'm allergic to hay, so that was really hard. And we spent a lot of time really working hard growing up in Silt. But also, and I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad, but my dad was director of social services and was probably the biggest user in the county. So I moved out of this house before I left high school. I moved out and moved in with Richard, who's my husband now, which is lucky because we had many years after that we did not date or anything like that. But I was just trying to escape all of the craziness that was going on in my house. And I actually bought all of my own clothes, my own school lunch, and all of that since I was in 8th grade by babysitting and using the money to do that. Or I didn't have a whole lot because it was just too crazy. Although I was the Silt Heydays Queen, they had a little festival every summer. And so now you guys can all say that you know the Silt Queen. How's that?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I didn't have to do much. I just had to ride on the car and wave at people. And I became the Silhouette Heydays queen. So, and I did them proud by drinking too much that evening and making a fool out of myself. But, you know, that's the way Silt was. It was kind of a party town, and, you know, everybody, that's all there was to do there. The movie stayed in our town in Rifle, the same movie, for 3 months. So what did everybody do? They just partied. So kind of a funny thing. School Hard Knocks, I did work since I was in 8th grade. I was babysitting, and I didn't get a lot of help. I got great grades in high school. I was pretty bored. I took all of my senior classes when I was a freshman. My senior classes consisted of auto mechanics and art because there was nothing left to take in my high school. So I went off to college and ran out of money first semester in college. And that was because I didn't have any good advice. Like, there was nobody in my small town to help me kind of make those decisions or get any scholarships, which I probably would have, looking back now and helping my kids do that, I probably would have. So I knew I was going to run out of money. And my roommate in college, her mother was a very successful realtor in Grand Junction, Colorado, and she convinced me to go to real estate at night. So I was taking 15 hours of school during the day, and then I was going to real estate school at night. So I was sleeping 2 or 3 hours a night, and I became the youngest realtor ever in the state of Colorado at the time in Colorado. But I had braces and a 2-door car. That's really hard to sell real estate with braces and a 2-door car. And then at age 20, I was recruited out of that and opened up a New York life insurance agency when I was 20. And then I was introduced to network marketing. So I was just trying to survive and make some money. But here is some of the network marketing companies that I was associated with. In high school, I sold Mary Kay, and I had a Spanish teacher who got me into that. After high school, I got recruited out by Arbonne, and what happened was I was doing a skincare class, and somebody put on all of their facial stuff, and this one girl started screaming, "Oh my gosh, it's burning my face, it's burning my face." And I looked, and her skin was like, literally looked like the color of my wall. And that was the end of the skincare business for me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This cannot happen. And then if you've been around a while, there was a product called Cayenne that went through the gyms. Sue probably remembers this. It was like this drink that it was like in a 2-cycle motor oil. You squeeze it up and you took a shot of it. And it was supposed to help you with your endurance and your weightlifting and all of that. It kind of came and went. And then I got recruited into Melaleuca and loved the idea of Melaleuca. Natural products, signed up, got the kit, washed my whole house that day with all Melaleuca, tea tree, it smelled so good. Got in the shower, washed my hair, did all the soap, got out, put lotion, and a little while later went into anaphylactic shock. And I'm allergic to Melaleuca. There's a molecule that's different. They have a patent on their tea tree oil, and it's one molecule difference than everything else on the market. And I ended up at the hospital and had to return the kit the next day. Then I moved to California, and somebody recruited me into Herbalife. At the time, I was sleeping on a folded up blanket because I had no money. I actually met the founders of Herbalife at a meeting. They were small then, but I forgot that I couldn't take vitamins. Vitamins make me throw up. Anybody else can't take vitamins? Yeah, so I forgot that. So that really was not my business. Had to get out of that, moved back to Colorado, installed an NSA water filter, but I returned it the next day because I didn't like it on my counter. And I wish I would have stuck with that one because that's the founder of our company. And then I got recruited, after I was working for New York Life, I got recruited into Amway, and I worked Amway really hard for 5 years and never made any money, and was working with people that I really never wanted to hang out with, and delivering soap and all of that. And then I forgot that I was not good with vitamins, and a girlfriend of mine got me into BodyWise vitamins, and that didn't work out either. So when I heard about Juice Plus, I said, heck no way. I have all these experiences. This is not something I want to do. And all of those companies are good companies, by the way. All of those products were good products. They just weren't for me. And that was kind of my start with Juice Plus. I finally figured out that Juice Plus was food, and that my kids could get it for free. And I actually signed up as a wholesale customer. I signed up because I'd had all those other experiences. I signed up just to get a discount on my product because I thought, you know what, if I like it and it works for me, I know I'm going to share it. And I never wanted to share it with anybody. And we had a successful home building business. I had just hired my replacement, had decided to stay home with my kids. And I was busy biking and golfing, and I was super happy being a busy mom. So that's kind of where I was when I joined. But then what I found was that all of my girlfriends that were cycling with me were asking me, oh my gosh, what are you doing different? And I would say, I don't know, it must be the Juice Plus. I haven't changed anything else. I had had 3 knee surgeries, and I was faster. I was in better shape. I wasn't out of breath. I was talking uphill, and I was taking their orders on the back of our tailgate. And I panicked because I thought, oh my gosh, what if it's one of those other things? And so I decided to go to the conference, which was really a mommy break. I'd never been away from my kids or my husband. I convinced my friend Ellen to go with me. And I told her that this is going to be a big rah-rah session. When that happens, you and I are going to leave, and we'll just go drink margaritas. And she's like, I'm in. That first day, we got to hear from Dr. Du Bois, the #1 AIDS doctor, the doctor that invented gastric bypass surgery. I'm trying to figure out how to mute you guys, and we cannot do it. You guys, if you can mute yourself, that would be awesome. Got a little feedback. There we go. Somebody got it. So anyway, so I got busy. I went to conference, and I heard these people, and I thought, oh my gosh, what if I don't share Juice Plus with people? And I walked out of that conference thinking, oh my goodness, I need to let my friends know what we have in our hands here. And I'm going to feel guilty if they don't get a chance to hear about Juice Plus. And so I turned around and I said to Ellen, you know, I'm going to be a national marketing director in 2 years. And she said, I'm right behind you, which she is now. And so honestly, what happened is I came home, I made a list of everybody I loved and cared for. And I said to them, look, you know what? I don't know if this is for you, but I am so grateful that this is going into our family in my diet. Will you please come to my event? I set up events at my house. If they couldn't come, I would have coffee or a lunch with them. And I said, you know what? I just want to share with you why I'm excited about this. If it's for you, great. If not, no hard feelings, but at least I'll know that I told you, because if something happens to you and you get something like breast cancer, or your kids are sick, and I didn't tell you, I'm going to feel really bad. So will you just listen? And that honestly is the activity that got me to National Marketing Director. And I think that was probably, it took me about 90 days. So when we talk about the 90-day game plan, it took me about 90 days to get through that information, and get through those people and give them the information. And 2 years to the day for me saying that is when I went National Marketing Director. So that's kind of my whole story there of how I got there. So when we decide to set goals, the thing you have to remember is you've got to have some long range goals. So did you guys all get a chance to print out the workbook that I sent out? If not, we'll get it to you. Oh, good job. Okay. So the reason why you want to have some long range goals is because sometimes when you set the short range goals, they don't work out. But if you have that long range goal, it's going to keep you focused on moving forward versus just quitting. And so, you know, living life to the plus, like what plus do you want in your life? Taking some time to think about the big picture, like why. And then I always love to say that people are either money oriented or they're mission oriented. Either is okay. Okay. So some people are here because they're mission oriented. Like they want to save the world. They have like I wanted my friends to hear about why this needed to be into their bodies. And if you share with enough people, you're going to make some money. Get over it. Okay. And then there's some people that, you know what, maybe they're working 2 jobs. Maybe they never spend time with their kids. Maybe they want to stay at home with their kids. Maybe they want to buy back some of their time. Maybe they're money motivated. That's okay. But guess what? They're going to have to share with a lot of people in order to make some money. So the money and the mission need to get married. And I think that that is so unique in our world, because I think most people go to work to make money. Don't you guys think? So what if you could marry your money and your mission? How much more fun would that be? So that's what we get to do, okay? Second thing is sometimes what we call failure, it's really just that necessary struggle called learning. So and I'm going to show you a video here in a minute that explains this, but sometimes we set up a little event or something, or people come and they don't order from us, and we think that we're a failure. But sometimes it's just a learning experience. Maybe we could have invited better. Maybe we said something, or we could say something a little different, or maybe it's just a bad day and we just go, it happens, right? So maybe we learn to be patient. So you guys want to reframe failure in your head. And I was listening to Jim Rohn the other day. If you've not listened to Jim Rohn, Google him. It's ROHN, Jim Rohn. He's amazing. I actually took my kids to a seminar before he passed away. I'm so glad my kids got to see him and meet him live, because they still refer back to it. That's how powerful what he was. And they were only like 12 and 9, okay, when I took them. But he said, what is failure? Failure is making small, bad decisions every day leads to failure. Okay, well, what leads to success? Making small, good decisions every day. It's not some big thing, right? And he said, if you look at it, you think about an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, we know this is true. He said, but some people go, oh my gosh, I'm going to eat a Hershey's bar every day and it didn't kill me yet. And he says, yeah, well, maybe not today, but will it over the course of time? So it's kind of what we decide, what is our philosophy that kind of sets the sail that determines our success, okay? So the hardest part of the journey is getting started. Would you guys agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And I know like we've got Christina who's new, and Lisa, and a couple other people that are just brand new. It's hard to get started because it's something new. And so sometimes it's just taking that first step out that kind of leads you towards that. And so I hope that you guys can start to set some goals. Steps 2, I hate the word goals. Anybody else hate the word goals? I know you guys, some of you did. But can you tell me what are your intentions? If I said, what do you tend to do? Can you answer that question every time? I can always tell you what I intend to do. Don't ask me to set goals. So I kind of change this, what are your intentions? So again, you want to start with that end in mind. I want you to think about dreaming, and I'm going to give you a worksheet to do that. Why is the destination that you're thinking of important to you? How will you in your life be different when you get there? Who else, and this is a really important question, who else will be affected by you reaching that goal or your intention, okay? And then are you really convinced and committed that you can get it? That's kind of a good litmus test to go, am I really going to do it? Because you could say, I want to be the first person to Mars, and is that really going to, you know what I mean? So you want to set something that you're really excited about, that you've really taken time to go, what do I want to do? I want to design my life. And most people are like little boats out on the ocean that have a beautiful sail and they don't even put it up. They don't even run it up the mast. So, you guys don't want to be the one that's floating up the ocean. You want to set your sail, because the way that you set your sail determines your course. So I want to show you guys a little video. Can you guys still see my screen okay? Okay. So I'm going to turn my volume up.
Right. And the funny thing is we're creating a generation that's feeling very hollow, and it's feeling, this sense of entitlement that people complain about Gen Y. The entitlement is, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. And the thing about human beings is the way we feel accomplished is when we exert energy and time and reach a destination, right? And the more energy and time that we have to suffer through, especially if we suffer together and we get somewhere, it is overwhelming. Think about the best jobs you've ever worked on. Was it the best design? Was it the best results that the company had because of your project? Or was it an absolute hell project that you worked together and you came out at the other end and that you got it done at the deadline and you're like, that was amazing? It was the hell projects. It was the things that we had to go out of our ways more, do things for each other, right? Things we weren't thinking of doing. I was wrapping packages. I was doing stuff that designers aren't supposed to do. This is what produces that, right? And so the thing is about measurement and destination reward. Imagine we're standing in a big empty room, right? And we're standing in one corner, and I give you a simple instruction. I want you to go to that corner in a straight line, right? Off you go. No big deal, right? Without telling you, I slip a chair in front of you. What do? You go around the chair. Now, you just disobeyed what I told you to do. I told you to go to that corner straight line. But this is the amazing things about human beings, which is when we're given a clear destination, we use our own creativity and our own sense of innovation and our own problem-solving abilities to overcome obstacles to get to the destination. In other words, the destination is more important than the route, right? We're flexible about the route. We're obsessed with the destination. Reset. We're standing in the corner together, and I give you a simple instruction. Go somewhere in this room in a straight line. And you say to me, well, where do you want me to go? I'm like, I don't know. You're smart. Figure it out. Go in a straight line. And so you pick a point, and you start walking. And without telling you, I put a chair in front of you. And what do? You come to a grinding halt. I say, what'd you stop for? You go, well, you put a chair in front of me. Or you'll make a sudden turn and go in another direction, right? And this is the problem. It's the same obstacle. The difference is when you have a clear destination, the obstacles become easy to overcome. When you don't have a clear destination, you keep coming to a grinding halt. And what we do in our companies is we're counting the steps we're taking along the route, but we're never looking at the destination, right? So a company says, made $1 million this year. We were only planning on making 800,000. Like we took 10 steps. We're only planning on taking 8. Where are you going? No clue, right? We count the steps. And so the point is that people want to feel that the effort that they're exerting actually are moving somewhere. And so successful measurements, successful recognition is not just for the steps you take. It's not just for the effort. It's that the effort you exerted moved us closer to where we're trying to get to. And that get to should be some crazy ideal. My ideal is to live in a world in which the vast majority of people wake up every single morning, inspired to go to work and fulfilled by the work that they do. And the couple of measurements that I use are if the book is selling, and by the way, people ask me, how many have you sold? I have no clue. I've never asked the publisher because I don't care. I really don't care how many I've sold. What I care about is the Amazon rankings and that those are going steady or up and not plummeting, because that means other people, right? Because I don't have a publicist, I don't have a marketing strategy on purpose. I didn't hire one of those companies to sell the book for me. And the reason is because I'm not interested in book sales. I'm interested in the spreading of an idea. And so I just use that as a metric to help me understand, am I sort of marching because the more I preach, is it resonating? And so you have a couple of these imperfect measurements that help you understand, are you going along the way? So it's not just great effort, look what you achieved, because that's what we're doing now, right? Our goal is to increase top line revenues by $50 million. For what reason, right? Which is we have to know the destination, and then we say, amazing, you took us that much closer. And if we go to the right, it's because we were overcoming an obstacle. If we hadn't gone to the right, we would have been stuck forever. Thank you. It's not always straight lines. It's not always straight lines, but it's in one direction. She's pulling the cane out. Thank you very, very much.
What do you guys think about that? Good stuff, huh? Okay, so step 3 is you want to work backwards until you determine the specific daily action that it'll take for you to achieve your goals. And we want to break down those goals into smaller action steps and accomplishments along the way. So step 4 is with the structure comes the title. We want to set the action versus results goal. Okay, so what I mean by that is so many times people will say, oh, I want to be a national marketing director. They don't even know what that means. Would it be better to say, I want to find 5 strong working legs, right? So we want to find the action versus the results, and we want to commit to the activity. So in the beginning, you want to also think about the structure. With the structure comes the title. What's that next step? Remember that many hands make light work. What do you need to reach that next step? And I think the other thing that sometimes I see people do is they're so worried about being a national marketing director that they forget that, gosh, we've got to get our HLP done first, and we need to get to BF, and then we need to get to qualified business, and then we need to get to sales coordinator, right? So focus on that next step. Like, what do you need to hit that next step? You know where you're going, and we're going to go into that a little bit more deeper, but you've also got to kind of know what's next, okay? Otherwise, it'll be overwhelming for you, and you won't be focused on the right things. So how many more customers do you need? How much working team do you really need to add to your company, okay? So we know you need to get to national marketing director, you need 5 working sales coordinator lines. Not that many people, but we also know that not everybody wants to be a working sales coordinator. So, if you take the 1 out of 10 rule, that means that you probably need to bring on 50 new frontline people to get to national marketing director. You can do that in 1 year. You can do that in 10 years, your choice, right? So, go back to your memory jogger. Who do you love? Where can you connect? Where can you reconnect? Invite people to events and appointments. And then the other thing I've always shared, if I could give you one tip, is to run your business by appointment. You'll have all the time in the world. So you're not chasing people because you're saying to them, okay, what's next? When are we going to talk next? And, anytime I start somebody new, they always have an appointment with me in the future. Like, I try not to get off the phone with them unless I know when I'm talking to them next. And that allows me to continue to work in my action that's going to meet my goals. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So 90 days can change your life. Guess what? You guys, I wrote this before the JP 90-day game. We're in the JP 90-day game. If you haven't gotten involved, it's not too late to get involved in the JP 90-day game. But when I look back, the effort that it took me to get to national marketing director was literally a 90-day effort. That's what set all of the wheels in motion. That's what brought on a lot of the people that are national marketing directors on my team now that have built beautiful teams. And that's full throttle. Like, I am going to really commit to a certain activity for 90 days. And I'm going to work, in a group and individual effort. I'm going to be excited and committed, and I'm going to be direct. Like, this is what I want, right? And then the other thing is gamify your efforts. What I mean by that is what I did when I was shooting to go to the top of our marketing plan is I thought, you know what? For the next 3 months, every night, we were in the age of CDs and DVDs. I got 2 CDs on the corner of my counter every single night. And the next day, I would leave the house and I could not come home until I had found somebody that needed to listen to those 2 CDs. So we have links now. You could go out and find 2 people that would take, gosh, if I had something that could help with that, would you listen? That you send out 2 links today. It's not that, it's a lot easier than it was then. But what if you could share with 2 people a day? What if you could do the 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, which is sharing with 2 new people, following up with 2 people, asking 2 people to join your team, following up with 2 people that are on your team. What if you could just do that activity every single day? I will tell you what we know based on statistics is that you would probably be at the top of our marketing plan within 18 months. That's talking 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. That's 8 people a day. Not that hard, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. It's hard work, but what we do is simple, okay? We share Juice Plus with people. We invite them to be healthy, and we invite them to be a resource for other people, and rinse and repeat, okay? Wash, rinse, and repeat. So if we're continuing to do that and just keeping it that simple and having conversations with people, we're making a huge difference on the planet, okay? So again, you want goals based on action and activities, not results, okay? You want to make sure you're setting that. How many people am I going to talk to, okay? Narrow your focus. And then are your actions of what you're doing every day, are they lined up with your next step goal? And what I mean by that is I've seen so many people get stuck with, I want to move up our marketing plan, which requires a structure of growing some team. And yet they're only doing wellness presentations or salad in a jar, and that's great. But they're not actually talking to anybody about joining their team, okay? So if that's your goal, is to build a team, you want to be having team conversations. Does that make sense? Okay. If your goal is to get customers, then you're hosting some events around customers. So you've got to kind of know where you're going. And then if you know where you're going, people are going to be more attracted to joining you on that journey. If you don't know, and you're just that little boat that's bobbing around in the ocean, most people don't want to really just want to bob in the ocean with you. So people, if you know, like I used to say to people, look, I'm going to national marketing director. I'll be there within 2 years and I'm right on track. People would say, I'm coming with you. Where if I don't know where I'm going, I'm like, oh, I'm just going along. People were like, okay, well, whatever. So it's really important you take the time to really figure that out, okay? So I had sent out this to our people in Voxer. If you didn't get it, you can get it at bit.ly/JP Goals. You can write that down and download this. And if you still can't find it, let me know. I will get it for you. But we're going to hop right into that workbook. And Page 1 is list 4 things that you've accomplished that you're proud of. You know what? We start out with that because I think that it's really important that we celebrate along the way. And a lot of people, and I tend to fall into this sometimes, is we have cheeritis where we accomplish something and we go, oh, yay, oh, what's next? And we don't take time to kind of go, wow, it's really cool I did that. Like, that's awesome. So I want you guys to think about 2018 and go, you know what? What are 4 things? It could be anything. It could be something with your kids, or it could be whatever, right? Like, I'm really proud we paid off our house this last year. That's a big deal. Like, amazing, you know? So, and it was funny because Richard and I were talking the other day that we did that, and then it was not even a week later that we're like, and we're like, that is so wrong. You know, we need to be happy and celebrate. That was a big darn deal to do that. So celebrate some things along the way. What are you proud of and why? Okay. So, and then we want to get started, and that's the hardest piece. Page 2, this is your big vision. Okay. So this is something we learned at Tony Robbins. What do you want to do in the next 10 years? Like, skills you want, people to meet, gifts to give, travel, family, personal experiences, languages you might want to learn, musical skills, residence, whatever it is. This is your permission to be a little bit selfish. It's okay sometimes. And for you to really think about, what are things that I want to do? Like, this is your permission to dream, you guys. So many of us get so day to day that we don't even take time to think about what we used to think we wanted, or we don't dream. This for me was really, really hard. Now, my husband filled it out like that. For me, I got to 10 and got stuck. It took me about a month to finish it. Now, what's really cool is that now we've gone through and we've crossed out almost half of them since we did it. And what you want to do is you want to come back and prioritize, are they 10 plus year goals, 10-year goals, 5-year goals, 3-year goals, or 1-year goals? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this big? Like, what do I want? Because your future is whatever you decide it's going to be, right? And you want to know where you're going. And again, what you, like the chair that Simon Sinek talked about, if you know where you're going and he puts the chair, you're going to go around the chair and you're going to figure out a way to get it, right? So, like, for Richard and I, we went through a really hard time in our life where, you know, my husband's we were home builders and land developers, and 9/11 came and it wiped out most of the home builders in our semi-custom range in Denver. We were the only semi-custom builder that didn't turn the keys into the bank, and we knew it was going to be hard. We worked through it. We ended up having lots of issues, and we because of our Juice Plus business, we were able to hang on and send our kids to private school and all of that, but it was really hard. And because we had this, we knew where we were going to go, and it allowed us to adjust and make some decisions in the midst of hardship that allowed us to get back on track. Now, if we hadn't had this, I think that we probably might still be little boats drifting out in the sea. That makes sense? So take some time, you guys. It's the best. This page right here is the best gift that you could give yourself. Okay, now here's the hard part. Make a list of the top 3 goals from your list of 50, and take the time to think about, why are these important for you? Okay, this has nothing to do with Juice Plus at this point in time. This is your life, okay? We're going to now get into business goals. And so we want to start with the end in mind, okay? So what's your ultimate destination? This can be a title. You might say, you know what, I want to be 39 Club, or I want to be a national marketing director, whatever. Like, what is it that you see for yourself right now? And here's the thing. It's okay if you see something different than somebody else. Some of you can see yourself becoming a senior sales coordinator. Some of you can see yourselves being a 100 Club national marketing director. It doesn't matter. Everybody has their own journey. But the thing is you want to be able to know why you want to reach this destination. You know, how is your life going to be different when you get there? You know, can you see it? Can you taste it? Can you smell it? What's it going to be like when you walk the stage? Who's going to be there? And then again, most importantly, who else is going to be affected by your success? That one is huge. Now for me, that meant that my kids were able to go to private school. They were able to have a car to drive. My daughter could ride her horse. My son could play sports. You know, that was my driver, is my kids. And so that may not be your driver. It might be something else. It might be so that you have peace and security or whatever, right? So take some time to really think about what that is, okay? The one thing I want you to remember is that when you build your Juice Plus franchise, you are creating an income stream that is lifelong reoccurring. Most people will never get off of Juice Plus. You'll have some that will come and go, but if you build your customer base, we're talking 12 families to get you a qualified business, okay? People will share. People will want to share with their mom, and you'll have people that are going to be on Juice Plus for the rest of their life, whether you're here or not. What a beautiful thing, you guys, to be able to share once and have somebody love their Juice Plus. I just got off the phone right before this call with a girlfriend of mine who has breast cancer. She's been on, took me about 7 years to get her to finally get on Juice Plus. And she's telling me thank you now because she has breast cancer. She's not going to get off it. She's taking double the amount now. And I'm just so grateful, you know. And here's the thing. Every time that box ships out, I'm getting paid, but even better, she's getting nutrition in her body. That's pretty cool, you know, to be able to be something that's so much bigger than selling something to somebody. We're making a difference. She went through all of her treatment like a champion. Her doctors are like, what are you doing? We don't see this. And so I love to hear those stories, okay? So, and then there's some, I put in here, and you guys can see in this workbook, I hope you'll take some time to read through these, maybe highlight some that you like. But the one that I like on this page is multiplying yourself and other people will increase your wealth. If you work, you make a living. If you multiply yourself, a future. So remember, you're the CEO of a company. Your mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And we can do that in mass with other people that want to join our mission, who you invite to do that. And that's pretty beautiful, don't you think? Okay. So then narrow your focus, your next step towards the destination. Okay, it's not a title. Okay, with the structure comes a title. So I want you guys to really think about what if your next position is getting to sales coordinator or senior sales coordinator or whatever it is, instead of thinking, I want to get there, I want you to really break it down and go, how many teams do I need to have that are working? Who am I going to talk to? And go back to your memory jogger. Now this, unfortunately, I cannot fix this. This memory jogger link is broken, but I sent you guys one out on Voxer that you can use, and I fixed it there. So, so you really need to make sure that your effort for 2019 is in alignment with the results you want to get. That's the whole point of my chat with you today. So if you have any questions, you guys can unmute and let me know. But I feel like I'm talking a lot and nobody's saying anything because you guys are all muted. But so then the other thing I have on here, be curious, be direct, but be nice. I think that a lot of times in today's culture, we step around issues versus saying, I'll give you an example. Victoria, you're on the call, right? So Victoria, I met Victoria. You guys, I love Victoria. I'm just like, we're so blessed to have Victoria in our lives now. But my husband and I went to dinner at the steakhouse that she works at. Thought she was absolutely adorable. And we just started caring about Victoria. We had no intention of doing anything else other than getting to know her and asking, because she was so cute and sweet and smart. And we asked her, you know, how long have you been in the restaurant business? And come to find out, then we found out her husband's in the restaurant business. And they have 6 kids between them. And I said, gosh, that seems like it would be really hard. And she said, we have no time. And all I said to Victoria was that if we could find a way to buy your time back, and it was something that would allow you to create a recurring income stream, would you take a look? And she said, absolutely. And I said, you know, you have to be into health, but you look like really healthy. And she says, oh my gosh, yes. I said, let's have coffee. So I was curious, I was direct, and I was also nice. Would you not agree, Victoria? You can unmute. Do you think I was nice to you? Yeah, she's giving me the thumbs up. Here, I unmuted you. Was I pushy with you? Oh, he doesn't have a microphone. Darn it. Oh, darn. She's talking about she doesn't have a microphone. Anyway, darn. We'll get you a new cam. Okay. So anyway, so it was just really being my whole goal in everything I do with Juice Plus is to give people versus to get people. I want to gift her with something I know that is going to be fun for her, it's going to make a difference in her family's life, and it's going to be able to create an income stream that gives her more time with her beautiful children that she has. So, and we're almost done. Okay, here is a page. I hope you guys will take some time and just read through some of these. I love this, just being able to have some things to think about. I have this printed out and I'm going to keep it on my desk for 2019 just as a reminder. Do any of these resonate with any of you guys? Anybody have one that resonates with them?
Well, I like the first one. I haven't read these, but the first one certainly speaks a lot to me.
Absolutely. If you think it's impossible, it isn't. If you think you know everything, you don't. If you think you're alone, you're not. Absolutely. We're always here for more improvement, right? And it's not going to be a perfect road. You're going to get a chair thrown into your path once in a while. But if you know where you're going, you will get through that. Okay, so when I first went National Marketing Director, this was my why. I wanted financial independence, peace, accomplishment. I wanted to send my kids to private school. I wanted to provide my daughter with her passion for writing courses. I wanted to travel, add to my savings. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted, all the time, every day. But the most important thing is I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to feel like I was doing something that made a difference. And my goals now is I've always wanted 10 NMD lines. We have 3 now. I want to make over $250,000 a year. We kind of bounce in and out of 100 club. And we're kind of on that edge, which is fine. It's great. I'm so appreciative of it. But the reason I want to make more money is not for the money. It's because I help more people. And my goal is to see you guys rolling up to NMDs, and not because it's for me. It's because it's for you. Like, to me, you getting there makes me cry way more than me getting there. I love it. I also have a goal of having $1 million in the bank, and my husband and I are working on that. And why? Well, because for me, growing up like I did, that's just going to kind of be a little piece player for me, right? And knowing that we have that. And this year, I'm going to add 12 to 24 working team members. I have 12 to 24 because we travel a lot. My husband is 10 years older than me. And so it may be 12, it may be 24, depending on our travel schedule. But I'm okay with those. So I will be adding new team members. So, and Christina's already joined our team this year, so I welcome her. Christina, thanks for being number 1.
Being number 1 is a wonderful thing.
I love you being number 1.
Hopefully I'll bring in a number 2 or a 3 or somewhere along the way.
Yeah. So what do I need to do? I need to continue to work with the upcoming team. We've got amazing people on our team. I need to find a new working team. And what am I going to do for that? I'm going to be really active in my church, my Bible studies, Chamber of Commerce's, my networking groups, you name it. Be consistent with events, promoting events, attending events, setting up events, appointments. And I am also have a 90-day focus where I am working my business really intelligently and really diligently for at least 90 days. And then it's time for a little breather. You can't be great all the time, okay? So if you guys will embrace this 90-day idea and really say, you know what, for 3 months, I'm just going to be on it. Go take a vacation and go to the beach and don't think about your business. That's healthy. You have to recharge. But 90 days is the perfect time to do that, okay? All right, I want to share a little story with you before we go. My daughter, Ellie, a few years ago, when she was just getting ready to graduate from high school, was kicked in the head by a horse, and it almost killed her. It broke her arm and then her wrist and then hit her jaw. You can see her jaw there. And, you know, we were in the hospital for 8 days. She was in intensive care, and it was very hard. And I'm so glad and grateful she had Juice Plus on board before she got hurt. Her healing was record. Almost all of her doctors got on Juice Plus with us because I'd never seen it. But the best part is, I want to show this to you guys. The first thing, she had to write with her left hand because she's right-handed, but she broke that arm. First thing she asked for is spinach and a blueberry vanilla complete shake. Now, what kid, asked for spinach, especially one that finally can eat something? And I just, that just goes to show you what the difference that we make, that we're changing people, not only by them just taking Juice Plus, but their metabolic programming and what they crave and what they know is good for them. her body was craving spinach and blueberries in our vanilla shake. That's pretty cool. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
And then the love and support that we get, we have a beautiful community of people. And Sean and Jennifer Myers were the first people that came to the hospital after they heard. And I was just like blown away. Like, we get to be in a business where the people in our business are our best friends and our support systems. And for them to show up and love on us, and then they wrote this on Ellie's board because she was asleep. And I just thought, oh my gosh, you know, where else do you get this? Where else do you work for a company that people show up in the worst of your times? It was pretty amazing. So we all want to look good. We all want to feel good. We all want to make money. We have the ability to do that and affect lives doing it. We can have some fun with that. And we do have fun. This is just a picture of 39 Club. We always have a group of us that like to go climb Camelback together, and it's a really hard climb. And at the top, we always take a picture. And again, you know, when you guys develop this and you grow your customer base and you bring people that are helping you share, and you build your, I always say build your company, because you're the CEO of your own company. You get to bring on people, right? You get to go, these people that you develop that come up with you also then will have extra time and the money to go play with you. So how cool is that? You know, I see so many, we have a lot of friends that are really successful, but they don't have other friends that can go do stuff with them. And we get to go play with people. And this last summer, we got to go to the Global Leadership Conference, which was such an honor that Juice Plus flew us up to Whistler. But that was awesome. But the best part is that we had 2 days afterwards that we were able to go with Sean and Jennifer and spend 2 days extra in Vancouver. We took a seaplane over to Victoria and went on a whale watching tour and just got to spend some time, you know, on our relationship. And even though we're in business together, how awesome is that? And so it's a great opportunity, you guys. I just hope that you will look at your Juice Plus. You know, when you're talking to somebody, it's a gift. Think of it as a big present you're offering them with a big red bow for their health, but also for them to be able to come and be part of a culture and a mission that makes a difference globally, makes an impact, and also gives you a beautiful life. You know, think about that for yourself. This is your gift, right? What are you going to do with it? Nobody's going to shove it down your throat. You get to pick it up or not, and I hope that you will. And I'm just so grateful that you guys are all on our team and here on our mission. And I just love you all. So with that, I'm done. I just want to unmute the lines, and I'd love to hear from any of you guys what you think or any questions you have.
I think as usual, Reagan, you always set such a great tone for us, starting a new year, a new month, a new whatever. I'm appreciative of that. And I also have been trying to find, I may have someone who is extremely passionate about tower gardening also, and would like to make that the focus of their Juice Plus experience in business. Where I'm looking for, like when we get started, if it's Juice Plus, you need X number of houses for your HLP, your 2,000 plus. Where can I find that similar structure for tower garden growth?
I will send that to you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
But I'd like to do a call with them because I love our tower garden. But with the thing that some people don't understand is that not everybody they talk to is going to want to be a gardener, but every single one of them need to get more juice, more fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Plus is the tower garden in a capsule.
Well, I haven't ever expressed it that way, and I also told them for stability that they need to work on sharing the Juice Plus line also, because that builds the consistency in your payment.
That's the residual income piece, because people tend to take Juice Plus forever, and you kind of sell a tower garden once. And I have 5 towers, so I love them. And I have one going in my garage right now. It's beautiful. But for them, if they really want to have a really great opportunity, is to help people get more fruits and vegetables into their body. Juice Plus
Right.
is really the way to do that, but then also be able to eat them fresh. That's what Tower Garden calls Juice Plus.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
Great question. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and you guys can, if anybody has any questions, we'll stay on for a few more minutes.